Namaste, my beautiful queens. The thing is, there are two things I want to talk about more. Of course, I want my main thing, and my main thing I want to do is to expand the consciousness, your consciousness, collective consciousness, and show you the things which probably you were not aware or are aware, but you don't know enough of it. I want to do that. But another thing I want to do is, as I already said, there is a expression which I say over and over and over again in my entire life. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. If you have knowledge of narcissism, of narcissists, of manipulators, and those kinds, then it's extremely difficult for a narc to manipulate you, and extremely difficult for a narc to make you his victim if you have knowledge. And I will not stop saying, that instead of being on your phone and going through, I don't know, Facebook, who bought a new dog, a new car, who went for a vacation, or the gossips about movie star who cheats on who and who left who. Rather, educate yourself, because you are in a time when you have the information. For this information, they no longer burn you like Catholic Church for 600 years, and Inquisition for a word said, for a book, for anything, any knowledge. They will torture you on torturing devices. Then they will burn your life. 650 years, the beauty of Christianity here. Here you go. You are, unless you are of course in one of the Islamic country, when they limit the access to certain platforms and certain information. Because why? Because when you are aware, when you have information, you no longer can be manipulated. And this is not just about narcissists, it's about society, it's about politicians, it's about religions, because religion is still a tool of manipulating millions, and of brainwashing millions, and of making people do what they need. This is a tool, the dark tool. So the knowledge is power. When you have knowledges of chakras, you know you cannot be brainwashed by doctors, because you know that your physical body is not everything. When you know the knowledge about religions, you cannot be brainwashed by any religious fanatics of whatever branch of religion they belong to. They knock your door, and you show them a couple pieces of their bloody Bible, which they get really frustrated and mad. They can't tell you nothing against it, because it's written in this bloody Bible, go kill them all, including children. And then they can't brainwash you anymore. They have to leave, because you have knowledge about anything: politics, religions, your health, your finances, how to grow broccolis. If you have knowledge, you cannot be brainwashed. If you have knowledge, you cannot be used. If you have knowledge, you cannot be manipulated. If you have knowledge, you have power. You have knowledge, you have power. You don't have knowledge, you will be manipulated by anybody and everybody. So please educate yourself. Please educate. You have your phone, educate yourself. Narcissism. Girls, I receive hundreds of letters every day. But I have to tell you what I've told you in my previous video yesterday. I will show you the cards also, which show narcs, and if you are in relationship with a narc, what cards show it. But before I go into it, I have to tell you that majority of letters from you are being manipulated by narcissists. Of narcissist, not necessarily romantic relationship. It can be your parents. I had seen parents narcissists. I cannot even tell you how many times. And you have to know how they manipulate you. It's called domestic manipulation, domestic narcissism. domestic psychological pressure on you. You have to know how to deal with it, otherwise your entire life is going to be collapsed. And please educate yourself, please educate yourself. The thing I want to talk today, yes, a little thing, like I'm telling you, confession. You think I'm so smart. I didn't go into studying narcissism for a long time. I started to research it deeply only maybe 4 years ago, because I already told you in my previous video yesterday in Dangerous Narcissist Manipulator that it is so damn difficult to sometimes figure out that behind the mask of this angel there is a demon changing faces. This is extremely difficult, and I can tell you that when I deal with it myself, when I talk to one of you, I talk to my client, and I'm telling her, listen, you're dealing with an extremely skilled manipulator here, and he is in fact this and this and this. I see from the shock to aggression, they will protect the demon. They will say, no, you know what a nonsense you're saying. You know, how you saying all this nonsense? He would never. I've been working with this man in the same building for 2 years. Everybody adores him. Everybody worships him. I know he would never. I say, you know what? Why don't you leave right now? And we will talk in a couple of months or in a couple of years, okay? Let's just leave it as it is. And if you think I'm so smart, I don't fall for that that I'm a psychic, I'm very educated. Girls, I have been there myself. I have been there myself. I had known a narcissist, which if you told me anything against him, I would smack you with a shovel. Me, who is a psychic and a very educated person. But I wasn't educated on the subject of narcissism. I was not. I didn't see all this, or I didn't want to see, because I wanted to see an angel with white wings, and sometimes we have. I actually didn't know. So people who told me, listen, this man is capable of this, and this. It's a narcissist. And I would say, no way. And I would smack you with a shovel. Go away. I would smack with a shovel anyone who would say a word against that man. Believe me. And it took me personally a couple of years, maybe even more, to actually face and understand, yes, this is a narcissist. And this sometimes takes courage for you to face who you're dealing with, takes knowledge. And that's actually, this life experience of my own got me into studying and digging into narcissism. Of course, the more you dig into it, the more scary it becomes. But girls, Amazon is filled with books about narcs. Internet is filled, there are tons and tons of video. Educate your daughters, educate your sisters, educate yourself, because nobody is safe from being a victim of a narcissist. Nobody. Literally, you can be 5 master degrees, you can be professional psychologist, you can be a psychic like myself, a witch like myself, but then love this magical word, LOVE, just gonna just freaking put you in a fog. So what I want to talk about, and you can find information about this, one of the victim manipulation effects called gaslighting. Gaslighting, so how they use it, what it is. Gaslighting, right here is the word. It's the form of psychological abuse, and narcissists use it in order to instill in their victims extreme sense of anxiety and confusion. You have to. This is why I receive all your readings. Anxiety and confusion is the biggest thing you have to know when you are dealing with narcissists. In fact, this is not that difficult if you take this one rule. If it feels wrong, if something is feeling out of place, if in your heart chakra you feel pressure, then something is wrong. So anxiety and confusion. If this is what I get from your letters, I do not know what he wants to be with me, he doesn't want to be with me, he's bad, he's good, he's cold, he's hot. Anxiety and confusion. This is gaslighting. Such anxiety and confusion to the point where you no longer trust your own memory, perception of judgment. You stop trusting your memory, perception of judgment, because they create this extreme sense of anxiety and confusion. This is called gaslighting. All right. Also, this is used, believe it or not, by religion organizations, by every religion branch, every religion organization. Religion uses gaslighting. Religion uses brainwashing as well, because no logic goes where there is a religion. That's why there is expression, you just got to believe. Don't ask questions. Don't say, why the hell are you talking about it? It makes no sense, But brainwashing, interrogation, and torture is the part of gaslighting. Brainwashing, interrogation, and torture. This is gaslighting. So why they do it? Why narcissist does it? What is the intention? Again, watch my yesterday's video and watch other videos of there are tons of it. The intention of a narcissist is to target your mental health, mental, emotional, and psychological, to target your self-confidence and self-esteem. Self-confidence and self-esteem. Okay? So, what happens when you are being gaslighted? You're no longer able to function in an independent way. That's why narc, he puts you on a hook. You are on a hook. You are in the web. Okay? Gaslighting. It involves the abuser to fraudulently and systematically withhold factual information from you, from the victim, and replacing it with false information. This is manipulation. This is affecting your mental stability. You become a victim. Also, there is the expression Stockholm syndrome, how you fall in love for the manipulator and abuser. This is extremely dangerous. Don't underestimate danger of a narc. The emotional damage of the gaslighting is you are becoming a victim of narcissist. They lose the sense of their own self when they are becoming victim of narcissist. The self-esteem, the self-confidence, the fear, these 5 things are telling you you are dealing with narcissist. He purposely make you feel anxiety. This is the way of manipulation. I don't know if he wants me. I don't know if he loves me. Maybe he loves me, but he's scared. I hear this. Okay. Maybe he's scared. I hear it 1,700 times a day. When a man loves you and wants to be with you, nothing's gonna scare him under the sun. He creates anxiety and confusion. You are not sure You are not anymore sure what you know, what you understand, and what you feel. You start to doubt your own judgments. You start to question reality. You start to question everything in your life. You start to second guessing yourself. And you become extremely insecure. You are no longer can make any decisions. You can't even choose a new sofa. You become depressed. You become withdrawn. You become dependent on abuser and their sense of reality. Okay? It turns your reality to its head. This is extremely, 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 very, very serious. And you have to know it. But even if you are not you don't have education in psychology, read the books, read the articles. But even if you can't read nothing, you don't have a phone, you don't have, suddenly you don't have nothing. If you feel anxiety, if you feel confusion, if you feel lack of self-confidence, lack of self-esteem, fear, you do not know where you're standing with this man, you are being manipulated. You are being manipulated. Dig into it. Another thing, what is the question I receive all the time? From the victim of narcs, from the victim of narcissist. Can this be karmic connection? Of course. He came to torture you. Of course, it could be that you have been torturing him. I already told you many, many, many times. If you think that in your every life, out of hundreds and thousands, you always were a sweet, nice, wonderful person, girls, give me a break, queens. That's impossible. Of course, there were times when you had a choice. You could be sweet and nice to somebody, or you could torture them. Believe me. Yes, it's every life there is a certain lesson we need to learn. There is a certain experience we need to go through. Can a narc be karmic connection, coming into your life to torture you because you had tortured him? Can it be? Yes, it can be. Again, the answer to this question would be past life regression. Past life regression therapy. If you need a therapist, ask me. I have two, which I spent 20 years of my life to finally find them. The ones which were good enough in my opinion to work with. So can it be? Yes, it can be. Can you be just a victim of narcissist because you have compassion and you are an empath? Because you have a lack of self-love, self-value, self-respect? Yes. Anybody can become the victim of a narcissist. But when you realize you are a victim of a narcissist, you need to know how to get out of it. Because the fear is the biggest thing. The anxiety, the confusion. That's why people stay with narcs for 10, 12, 20 years. Another question I receive all the time. He did this to me. 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 The funniest question I receive. Will he ever realize how wrong he was towards me? Will he understand how wrong he was towards me? Will he come and apologize and ask for forgiveness? Ha, ha, ha. Let me ask you one question. Can a snake which bites be sorry, years after the snake bites somebody, for example, a dog dies. Couple years later, snake thinks, oh, that dog, poor dog died. Why did I do this? Seriously, girls, do you hear yourself? Narcissist has zero compassion. It's a devil. It's a demon which looks like an angel, which can change masks, which are charmers, super intellectual, charming, and charismatic people. Watch the video which I made yesterday. The narc is never ugly, hideous looking snake. In front of you, you will see an ideal man, usually man, a charming, intellectual, well-read, charismatic, magnetic, mesmerizing. This is how they can manipulate not just several people. Many of them manipulates hundreds. Many of them manipulates thousands. Many of them manipulates even countries. Girls, you have to know about it. So, excuse me, losing my voice. Can a narcissist feel sorry? No. Narc cannot feel sorry. They are not capable of feeling sorry or feeling guilty. Can he come to you and tell you he is sorry when he needs something from you and he wants to use you again? That he can do. But can inside of them they feel sorry? They feel compassion. They feel regrets of what they had done to you. Absolutely not. Just opposite. They will be feeling proud for what they have done. Oh, she was, this and this and this and this, and I actually used her and abused her and I manipulated her. I am such an awesome guy. Can they feel sorry? No. Can they feel compassion? No. Can they feel regrets? No. Can they feel guilt? No, 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 no. It's a demon. Demon cannot feel sorry. Now, self-love, self-value, and self-respect is still the only shield against a narc. Self-love, self-value, and self-respect. You will fall to be a victim of narcissist when you are lacking all those three. Pretty much self-value includes in itself self-love and self-respect. Teach yourself self-love, self-acceptance, and self-respect. I was not brought up like this. I was growing up and I was brought up in absolute opposite philosophy. You are nobody. You are capable of nothing. You can achieve nothing. When other girls, they achieve, Till several years ago, I saw myself as nothing, nobody, and pretty much empty space, non-existent. I had to pull myself out of it. And I can tell you that you can do it too. And money has nothing to do with this. If you don't have money to pay to a healer, if you don't have money to pay to a psychologist, if you don't have money, you have all the information for free. You can all the videos about self-love, self-value, all the meditations, all the yoga, all the breathing exercises, all the seminars are now there under your fingerprints. You don't have no excuses not to pull yourself out of lack of self-love, lack of self-esteem, and lack of self-respect. Or you can waste your life, make unworthy people a priority. Do not waste your life, make unworthy people your priority, and re-educate yourself Educate yourself, educate yourself, educate yourself, educate yourself. You have it in your phone, you have it in Google, you have it on YouTube, you have it there. Out of 82,000 subscribers, this video will be watched about by 2% of subscribers. And those 2% probably will not fall a victim of those. But about 92% of my subscribers want to know, will I be together with him? And if the negative answer they see in the cards, they get upset. Without even thinking, maybe they are asking the force of life to be together with the one who's gonna destroy you completely. The cards which show the narcissist, for those of you who know cards: Magician, extremely the king of narcissists. Magician is the king of manipulators and narcissist, as this card includes all 4 forces. If you are having this card and you are looking at the man you are dealing with narcissist and manipulator. What is dangerous about magician? He will manipulate you in such way that it will take you years to figure out you are being manipulated. Please educate yourself. Always the Knight of Swords. This one is easier to determine because they are cold and aggressive, so they don't try to manipulate you by charming you. They are pretty much pretty cruel, uncompassionate and aggressive, so it's pretty obvious you're dealing with a narc who is also aggressive and cold. 5 of Swords, the most dangerous one, because this one will not stop no matter what. You would have to change your number, change your address, or run away, change your name, because he's gonna find you and he's gonna destroy you. If anything out of you left undestroyed, he will come and finish what he started. The scariest of all, 7 of Swords. What you see on the card: a man is stealing swords in the middle of the night. From the enemies. Enemy has no chance to win. In the morning they're gonna attack and kill them all. The most scariest, the most dangerous, if a man like this, an actor, this man will have 975 awards for being the best performer, best actor, best anything. This one can fool God himself. This one can fool an angel. This one can fool absolutely anybody. Can charm the rock, can charm the concrete wall, can charm anybody, can never be caught, because unbelievably good at making anyone believe anything. The most dangerous one. If in your reading, in your private reading, I always, if it falls out, I always will explain you this, and the only thing you can do is run and hide and never go back, because this one will lure you back in. This one will use you. This one will charm you. This one will tell you anything. If he needs something from you, he will do anything. He will tell you what you want to hear. He will do what you want. He will tell you what you want. This one, the most dangerous. If you see 7 of Swords in any situation, in a love reading or not love reading, run and hide. That's best what you can do. And of course, Devil, don't have to explain here, especially comes with uncontrollable passion and pull and magnetism. This one will hold you. That's why men and women are tied to each other. Of course, you're dealing with a narc, but this card is much deeper than just a narc, but it shows the narc as well. And the Page of Swords, this wounded child. Please be aware, this one will tell you I had hard childhood. I was abused by my mother, by my father, by my dog, by my sibling, by a mouse which lived in my garage. A mouse abused me too. Very dangerous. Also, absolute lack of compassion, absolute lack of feeling sorry. If you are in relationship with a narc, what cards will show you? The moon. You are confused. This is anxiety, confusion, and doubts. Of course, Nine of Swords. Again, insomnia, anxiety, confusion, depression. Of course, Three of Swords. When you are in such pain, that you need to freeze your heart just to survive it. Of course, the Eight of Swords. You are stuck. You cannot come out. You understand that you must come out, but you're stuck in hope for hell knows what, which is not gonna happen. And the Hangman. All these cards show you that you are in relationship with a narc, especially, of course, if you have conjunctions of those together. I hope this was helpful, my beautiful girls. Please educate yourself. Please have knowledge so you don't screw up your life or years of your life, or sometimes even children. If you have children with narcissists, this is scary. Namaste.